So hello guys, my name is Sri Shaktivel. So today I want to share the demo session for the MySQL DBA course. So I am based on Kanyakumari and I have overall 10 plus years experience in MySQL administration, and I have completed my MySQL administration certification as well in 5.6 version. Okay, it was around 8 years before. Fine, I worked most of the global support companies, and I handled multiple customers with different architectures. Okay, so yeah, let me share my screen. Let's quickly go through it. I hope my screen is visible, right, to everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So before starting with this, I just want to give the quick introduction about the MySQL. Why MySQL, right? So MySQL is the famous open source database in worldwide, right? So open source means the code is publicly available, so anyone can use it and anyone can do modification, and even they can release their own version of MySQL, and we can contribute the code related to the code documentation, right? And I must tell that MySQL community is very big. Overall, 30 years of experience. You might find lot of um, MySQL DBAs around the world. Okay, so why I'm telling a community is very strong is like in case if you see any issue or error, let's say you are setting up some replication or installing MySQL, whatever, when you face some issue, you can easily get the solution from the web. There might be someone already experienced that, and they provided the fix for that by checking the Stack Overflow, wherever. Okay, and there is lot of blogs, lot of courses, right? And there is lot of um, tutorials available for MySQL. So it is like, and also, I would say MySQL is widely used for the web application. Okay, mostly web application. And coming to the open source database, currently MySQL is holding the first place in the popularity. Okay, and MySQL is completely ACID compliant. We may already aware of it. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Right. So your transaction is completely safe when your database is ACID compliant. And you have in MySQL provides the robust privileges system. You can provide the privileges for table wise, database wise, even the column wise. You can define the user what they can do. Let's say if you want to provide some select access to someone, that is possible. Even if you want to provide the select for some specific databases, tables or columns, even that is also possible. Okay, you have more control on the user privileges. And pluggable storage engine, you have different engines available in the MySQL. InnoDB is one of the famous one, uh, widely used, but still you have the other engines also like MySQL, Federated, Black Hole. They provided their own purpose, and also you can easily switch to the engine. Let's say if I have the MySQL engine for one of the table, and I want to switch to InnoDB, just you need to run one alter to change the engine. Okay, so that is you can do it. MySQL provide that option, and MySQL by natively it supports the replication. That is asynchronous replication, and we have the different plugins to get into the semi-synchronous replication, synchronous replication like InnoDB cluster, group replication. So these all by default we MySQL provides, and you can use it for the high availability, right? And the backup purpose, you can split your loads, read load across the server, even the write load when you have the synchronous cluster, right?
Yes, we do. No, I don't. You know a lot of stuff. You're good. You're learning a lot. You're smart.
Eh, Yeah. And also this cloud technologies, right? AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. They have their own managed service they are providing for the MySQL. Okay, and I would say MySQL is best for the OLTP workloads. Okay, for the transactional websites or application, MySQL will give the like it will be very sweet for that. Okay, and yeah, of course, the most famous companies like Facebook, X, YouTube, Netflix, right, and Booking.com, they are running in the MySQL database. Okay, so in this course, so this is like a complete end-to-end MySQL DBA course. We will start from the beginning, from the logical architecture installation. Then we will slowly move into the backup tools, replication setup, troubleshooting the replication, performance tuning, and this proxy SQL for the load balancing, and cluster technologies, right? And how to monitor the MySQL system. So these all will be covered. We will start from the basic to advanced level, currently in the trend for the MySQL. And we mostly use the MySQL 8.4. That is the latest long time support release. We will use the MySQL 8.4 for our study. Okay. And we will use the Linux system, sometimes Ubuntu and RHEL, Red Hat Linux as well, for the like to get the hands-on on that. And the entire course will be completely hands-on, not just like explaining the theories, nothing. So whenever we started the class, I will share my screen and I will open the terminal, and we are going to work out everything. Okay, this is not just explaining the thing. Okay, so this is the complete hands-on tutorial sessions we will see. Okay. And also, like we will share some interesting case studies. Let's say if you are learning about the redo log, how it will be in the live environment, how to tune that, and maybe some experience which I faced, I will share that also. We can simulate some environments, how that particular thing will impact the performance and how we can overcome that, how we can resolve it, right? So these all things will be shared in the session. And also in this session, I mean the entire course, we will go through the multiple tools, not only MySQL, of course Linux, right? MySQL is running on Linux, so Linux, MySQL, then PMM for the monitoring and the alert setup, right? And there are other tools, MySQL utilities like MySQL DUM, MySQL Shell, right? And we will go through the proxy SQL, orchestrator, backup, Percona extra backup, Maria backup, how to perform this point in time recovery. There is a dedicated tool, binlog to SQL. So we will sysbench, of course, for simulate the load. So this is not just like MySQL and Linux. We will get the opportunity to learn multiple other tools as well. Um, okay, so this will be the complete pack for the MySQL DBA, and you will get the opportunity to learn top to bottom with the complete practical sessions. Okay, fine. Then, yeah, I would also likely quickly go through this session syllabus before starting the demo. Okay. So first of all, we will see the installation. So there we have the different types of installation, right? Repository-based installation, or installing the specific packages and dependencies manually. Okay, and also how to compile the MySQL using the source code. This all we will cover. And then user management system. There we will see how to create user, how to manage the user, how to provide the grants, roles, right? And we there are some plugins, password authentication plugin, like how to provide restrict your passwords, right? And dictionary file. These all things will be covered in the user management system. And then MySQL architecture. So here mostly we will focus on the InnoDB engine as well as this logical architecture, that high level overview on that as well. Okay, and we will go through the isolation level, all these things. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, not sure. 1 second. Let me minimize this. Fine. Yeah, architecture thing. And this locking and concurrency control. There we will see this shared lock, exclusive lock, deadlock, right? And gap lock, right? MVCC, how the MVCC is working, what is history length, InnoDB status, reading the InnoDB status. These all things will be covered. And the performance tuning session, I actually split it in three different way. One is the OS optimization, which means the Linux related parameters optimization for MySQL, and InnoDB optimization, then SQL optimization. So there we will have the different scenarios, how to create the single index, secondary indexes, right? And this composite index, covering index, full text index, this everything will be covered. And how to rewrite your query for the better performance. Those things will be covered. And the InnoDB thing, we will cover the architecture as well as the InnoDB related parameters, and we will see all the InnoDB components like buffer pool, undo log, right, redo log, and change buffer. This all things will be addressed, okay, in the performance. And OS wise, we will see the Gemalog, transfer and huge pages, swap, how the swap impact the MySQL. These things will be covered. And of course, this replication. Here we will cover the asynchronous and the semi-synchronous replication. That is bin log based, GTD based, and multi-source replication, filter replication, decoding the bin log, understanding the bin log structure, how to perform the point in time recovery. This all things will be covered, and this failover strategies, right? InnoDB replica set, how to use the orchestrator to perform the switchover. These all things will be covered in the, and also we will create the manually, we will create the replication errors in the live scenario, and we will also see how to fix it. And also we will perform the checksum and how to make the data consistency. And if there is any difference, then we will also see how to sync the data between your primary and replica. So these all things will be covered. When coming to the backup, we will see the logical backup, physical backup, right? Logical backup means like my dumper and MySQL dump, and the physical backup, we will cover the Percona extra backup, using that how to perform the incremental backup, encryption backup, compress backup, how to stream the backup from here to there, and how to build a replica using the backup. So these all topics will be covered. And using the Percona toolkit, we will see the how to run the alters without impact your production environment, right? And there are some lot of useful tools we have in the Percona toolkit. We will address that as well. Okay, and the high availability, here we will see this InnoDB replica set, InnoDB cluster, and the Galera cluster. The basic architecture, how to set up and how to troubleshoot. Okay, so these all things will be covered. And load balancer, we will see this proxy SQL, how to set up the proxy SQL between your application and database, how to split the load. Okay, we will also address the max scale. Okay, and cloud database, we will touch the Amazon RDS, okay, and the Aurora thing, how to create the cluster, how to perform the snapshot, how to update the parameter group, right? These all things will be covered. And finally, this orchestrator thing, to do the failover, all these things. And monitoring, we will see how to set up the PMM and how to set up the alerts using the PMM. We will go through the PMM dashboard, important dashboards as well. And we have the upgrade, finally, like in place upgrade, upgrade with minimal downtime, right? Major version upgrade, minor version upgrade. This entire things will be covered. Okay, so these are the syllabus for this course. Okay, fine. Now, let me quickly go through one topic. So I plan to explain the logical architecture for MySQL in this demo session. Okay. So logical. Before that, let me also log in on the server, one of the server which I created. So I used demo. So this is one of the VM which is created in my laptop. I used the ORB stack tool to create the VMs. That is very friendly for the Mac users. Like you can create the cross architecture VMs. because this recently the Mac support for the ARM architecture, right, by default. But using the ORB stack tool, you can create the VMs with the Intel CPU architecture as well. Okay, so I already created one server, which is the host name is demo, and I already installed the MySQL as well here. As you see here, this is the MySQL. I just logged in the MySQL using the MySQL client, and the version of this MySQL is 8.0.45. Okay, so now let's see how we can relate this with the logical architecture. So first of all, so we know that, right? This client, which means application app, will connect to the database. This is a simple thing, right? Application will connect the database and it will query the data or maybe do the modification, whatever it will do. But sometimes we will have the proxy also inside, right? Proxy, then database. Proxy means like maybe if you, let's say you want to split the load or something, let's say proxy SQL or any other proxy as well. Okay. When we have the proxy, it will decide where the connection, app will connect the proxy will redirect the connection to the underlying databases. Okay, this is the I mean symbol architecture, like from the application to database. Now, from the application, let's say I am doing one update statement. I am doing one update or whatever, select, insert, whatever. I'm I written one query and I'm just trying to execute it. Let's see what happened. Okay, logically. When we comes to the InnoDB architecture, it will be more internal. It will provide more internal. We will see that later. Okay, we will see that each that buffer pool pages, all these things we will see later. This is the high level logical architecture. So I'm just trying to execute one query. I connected the database from application or the client, whatever, and I am trying to execute one query. Let's see what happened. Okay, so here I just directly log in the MySQL client. Okay, and if you see here, you can see different databases are there. These all four are the default databases. When you install the MySQL, by default you will get all these four databases. Each database have their own purpose. Okay, for example, information schema will have the metadata of your schema and data, right? You can get how many tables available, how many columns available, foreign keys, all these informations you can get it from the information schema database. MySQL database is mostly for the privileges. You will have the users table inside, column level privilege, DB level privileges, and of course, flow query log you can write in the table, general log, everything you can get it from the MySQL. Performance schema is mostly for the performance. You need to manually enable or disable it. By default, it is disabled. In the earlier versions, you can enable it. It needs the restart. So once you enable the performance schema, there are different counters, right? You need to enable the counters. Let's say I want to monitor the memory very closely. My system is memory, like it is consuming more memory, or my system is getting the OOM killer, out of memory killer. My MySQL is getting restart. So I want to monitor very closely each and every connections, how much the memory is using, where the memory is getting leak. If I want to understand, then I would strongly suggest the performance schema to enable, and there you can enable the memory related counters, so it will give the very accurate informations about your threads, users, host, everything. Based on that, you can troubleshoot where the memory is getting leaked, right? And the finally, sys has the views. It will give some useful information, how much duplicate indexes you have, how much unused indexes you have, right? All these informations you can get it from the sys database. So each table have their own purpose. Okay, so this is the demo. This is the database which I created for our course. I just used the database and I'm just listing the table inside that. I have only one table. I created it. Okay, let's say select star from demo limit 1. Okay, so we have multiple records, multiple rows available in this table. I just given this with the limit 1. So it just went the first row of this table. Okay, fine. Now let me come back to here. So first one is I am trying to connect the MySQL and I am going to execute some query. Let's simplify. I need to connect the MySQL and I need to run one update statement on the demo.demo table. Okay, so this is my requirement. Now let's relate that to the logical architecture. Okay, so first one is I need to connect the MySQL, right? So this is I just logged in my Linux shell. Now I need to connect the MySQL. So for MySQL to connect, usually we will give the U and username, then the password. Generally, in the local host, if you are logging, you need to do that. Once you enter, it will ask the password and you need to provide the password, then you need to log in. If you are connecting the remotely, then you need to provide the host option as well. Let's say, yeah, whatever host you want to connect, you need to provide the host as well. And also, if your MySQL is running non-default port, the default port for MySQL is 3306. But if you configure your MySQL to use the different port, then you also need to provide the port, whichever port you are using, you need to provide that as well. Okay, so for me, I'm trying to log in the MySQL and I'm giving the password. When I'm giving that, it is giving the access denied because maybe my user is wrong or my password is wrong. Something is wrong. So this will happen here. Okay, in the first step, in the connection layer, when you are trying to connect the MySQL through the application or client or workbench, whatever, your connection should be authenticated, right? So for that, you need to provide the right username and right password. Now let me try again here. Now I have managed to authenticate. So I passed the first one. Authentication is done. So once you are authenticated, now you are entering to the MySQL. So once you entering into the MySQL, it will create your own connection ID. Okay, it will create your own connection ID. You can see your connection ID using this, or you have the command as well, like select connection underscore ID. Of using this function also you can get your current session connection ID. Okay, so MySQL, once you authenticated, you entered into the MySQL and you are managed to, I mean, MySQL created your own connection and the basic thread stack memory will be allocated for your connection, which is by default I think 256 KB it will be allocated for your connection. And we have other thread based buffers also, like join buffer size, sort buffer size, read buffer size, read R&D. This everything will be allocated based on your queries which you are going to execute. Okay, for now you are authenticated and your connection is created inside the MySQL. Now once you are created, now I'm going to execute the my some statement. I'm going to execute some query here, right? So here let me say I am going to use this. I'm running this query. So what it is telling, you have an error in your SQL syntax, right? Because for from F for OM, I just given F for O. So this is the syntax error, right? This is the syntax error. Yeah, use demo. Now with the right syntax, I'm able to query. So this syntax error will be checked by the parser. So you authenticated the MySQL created your own connection. Now when you are executing the query, the syntax should be validated, right? So if I given the wrong syntax, it is giving the error, and that will be done. That job will be done by the parser. Okay, that job will be done by the parser. Now here, let me execute this query, and now let's say I'm going to update demo set name equal to some value. For example, a11 some value where um where name equal to a something like 219 some value. Okay, I'm just trying to execute this query now. Now what it is telling, update command delete to user demo1, right? Demo1 at localhost for table demo. Okay, this command is delete because if you see my grants, I have only select privilege. Okay, I have only the select privilege on all database, all tables. I have only the select privilege. I do not have the, so when I have only the read access, I cannot modify the row, right? So my update statement is delete. Okay, my update command is delete. So that is what it will done by the privileges check. You authenticated, this is different. You authenticated the database using the right credentials, that is different. But once you authenticated inside the MySQL, what you are doing, that should be based on your privileges. Okay, so here I logged in and my syntax is correct. I'm trying to update some row, but it is not working because my user, demo1 user, does not have the privilege to update the row on the demo table. Okay, fine. This is thing. Now, yeah, this user does not have the privilege, right? So now let me log in with another user. Demo. Yeah, I logged in with another user and use demo. And now if you see show grants, now my user demo1 have the select, insert, update and delete all these privileges on all the database and table. This is working. I mean, I have all these privileges. Now it should work. Let me try the same update again. Now my update is running, right? My update is running. I'm just trying to update some few rows. Here you can see those are 5 rows I'm trying to update, but my update statement took 3.83 seconds, right? This is something huge. Let's say this is just we are running one single query, it is okay. But in your live system, if your demo tables keep getting updated by different user sessions, then it will be the big problem because it will impact your performance, right? To just update 5 rows, it is taking very long time. Now, I'm just checking the table structure. For example, show create table, table name. I can see my update statement is based on the filter name, but my name column does not have any index. Only I have the primary key on the ID column, right? Now, alter table demo add index idx, and you can give any name, and the column is name. Let me add the index and let's try one more update and see. Okay. Okay, this is the user does not have the access, right? Let me log in with root because my alter command is denied because I have only select, insert, update, delete. Alter is not there. Alter privilege I don't have the for this demo user. Okay, so let me update with a different user. I'm logging now with the root. So root user might have all the privileges. Okay, select, insert, update, delete. The entire privileges is available. This is your admin user for MySQL root account. Okay, so now let me run the alter using this here. Use demo. So this is just we are trying to solve the update timing. Okay, then we can relate this with the logical architecture. So now let me execute this. Alter is running against the demo table to add the add the index. It should be done quickly. Yeah, so alter is done, index is added. We can verify that by executing the show create table again. Now you can see we have the key index for the name column. Now let me try to update again. Let's say where name equal to 2. I'm just changing it. And you can see this is very quick. 0.03 seconds. And same 5 rows. Previously, my update statement took 3.83 seconds. Now it is 0.03 seconds. Fine. So adding the index, it is helpful, right? Now coming back to here, optimizer. Okay. Optimizer will decide which index needs to be used to make the query optimal. Okay. As you see, without index, it is taking 3 point some seconds. With index, it is just taking 0.03 seconds. It is in the milliseconds, right? So that will be that job done by the optimizer. Optimizer will tell you, hey, you have the index, use this, so you will be execute faster. Okay, so that job will be done by the optimizer. So parser will validate your SQL syntax and then your privilege check, like your user have the right privilege to execute the statement or not, that will be checked by the privileges check. And finally optimizer, that will create the optimal plan to execute the query. Okay, so when you have the, this is similarly like book, right? Let's say the 1,000 pages book, I want to search some topic. I cannot go through the entire 1,000 pages, right? So you can directly go to the index page. There you can find your topic and you can directly look your page, which page you want, right? So MySQL behind we have the B-tree index. So when you have the index, this data will be uh, occupied with the index pages. So when you are looking the right row through the B-tree traversal, you can look the right page. Okay, it will look the right page in the disk. Okay, so this will be done by the optimizer. So now my query is optimized. My update is going to use the right index. Then how the update, which means I'm going to update some data. For example, this page, I mean, this value is written in the table space. Each table have their own table space. Okay, for example, if you see cd var lib MySQL, this is the data directory, default data directory of MySQL. And for each database, we will have the dedicated folder. Okay, and if you see here, this is the demo.ibd and that size is overall 408 megabytes. This is the table. So all this data for this demo table, data plus index, will be stored in this IBD file. This IBD file will have the multiple rows, lakhs of rows. So without index, that needs to scan the entire table space. But with the index, it will just look the right page where this value is exist, right? This value is exist. Now, coming back to the structure. So once my privilege is passed, my SQL syntax is passed, and I have the optimal index to do the job, everything is done. Now, when I press the enter button to run that update, it needs to go through the engine for that particular table. So, for example, you can see this is the InnoDB engine. InnoDB engine have their own characteristics. And let's say MySum. If I have the engine MySum, then it has its own characteristics. Okay, it will go through the MySum architecture. When I have the InnoDB, then the update statement will go through the InnoDB architecture, right? Now, this we need to understand very deeply, like this InnoDB, because when you optimize your InnoDB engine, your performance will be good, right? Your transactions are completely acid. So all these things are there. So for that, we need to go through the complete InnoDB architecture that we will see in the later sessions. Okay, we will see in the later session. But now let me quickly tell a few things here. So when the update pass all the before these two blocks, when it comes to the engine, first of all it will check this page, this rows exist in some page, right? That particular page is available in the memory or not. Okay, memory means here it will be the buffer pool. Buffer pool is the global memory area for the InnoDB, if it will be exist in the memory or not. If it is not there, then it will go to the disk. It will go to the disk means this IBD file. It will go to this IBD file which is reside in the disk, and it will get the copy of the page where this data exists. It will get the copy of the page where that data exists, and it will populate in the memory. Then it will modify the change, which means this value will be applied instead of this one. Modify the page. Then finally, once it is done, it will flush to the disk to make it permanent durability, right? ACID durability. So that the new data will be completely persist in your disk. I mean, within this IBD file, it will never get loose. Okay. Now this is just I'm telling high level. We will see more internal about this InnoDB architecture. Okay. So here, let's say I am initiating one transaction. For example, mm, so here, okay. So now let me make this 3. Okay. So you will see this 5 rows are modified. Now begin. By default, MySQL is auto commit. Now so you can, if you want to initiate the transaction manually, you can start using begin, and I am doing one update. Update is done, but I did not committed this transaction yet. I started the transaction. Within the transaction, I did the modification. I may commit or roll back, right? Roll back. So if I commit, then it is fine. The new change will be applied in the disk. But if I am roll back, then what MySQL needs to do? MySQL needs to revert these 5 changes with the older value, this one, right? In that case, MySQL need to track the older value. Where it will track in the undo log. Okay, so in case some transaction is trying to get the rollback, then MySQL need to revert the older value. So if it needs to revert, then the older value should be tracked somewhere, right? So that will be tracked in the undo log. Fine. This is the one thing. This is the purpose of undo log. And also one more thing. Let's say I did this transaction. Meanwhile, my system is crash, some power issues, or my disk corruption, or maybe MySQL crash due to the OOM killer. Whatever happens, what we see, all the changes will happen in the memory, which is the volatile, right? So when the MySQL crash, this transaction is committed, but let's say if this is not written yet in the IBD file in the disk, then what happened? Due to the crash, this change will be missed, right? Because it is currently in the buffer pool, which is the volatile memory. So to avoid that, whenever your transaction is getting committed, before the commit, the transaction data will be written in the redo log. Redo log is reside in the disk. Okay, this is the separate file which is maintained by the crash recovery. So then when you start the MySQL service back, it will go through the redo log and it will apply the committed changes to the actual IBD file, and it will revert the uncommitted changes. Okay, so these all things we will see in deep with the practical examples later. Okay, so this is just I'm telling. So this how your transaction is getting traveled. It needs to authenticate it. Then the connections will be created. Dedicated connection will be created. Your syntax will be validated. Then your user have the right privileges or not. Then your optimizer will define the right plan. Then finally it will enter into the engine. Then it will go through the engine architecture. Okay, engine architecture. Finally, once you committed, it will be written into the data file. Data file means the dedicated IBD file for the particular table. Finally, it will be written into your disk, and your transaction is now completely safe. Durability, that ACID property, right? ACID, that durability. So this is how your transaction is flow happens logically. But of course, this block we need to cover more, that we will see in the going forward sessions when we start studying about the InnoDB. Then the entire thing we will understand about this InnoDB architecture much better in the later sessions. Okay, so fine. I think I am done for today. Yeah, maybe any questions. And also, I would strongly suggest to join this course if you are looking to learn MySQL administration. So you will gain good experience through this session. As you see, everything we are going to practically um, we are going to see. Okay, you will get all the commands, everything. So you will by going through the video, you can get everything. So you can exactly simulate the same in your local lab environment. It will be better for your learning. Okay, yeah, Kiran, I am done.
So, hello everyone. Please unmute and ask your questions. You can unmute yourself if you have any questions.
What about timing, ma'am? Class timing?
What?
Class timing.
Okay, so please fill up the attendance form. Okay, class timing and all we'll discuss later. If you have any technical doubts, okay, regarding the training or
Yeah,
so please
sure.
ask to
So,
this.
are you covering bidirectional replication with any automatic failover?
Automatic failover, by that is for the synchronous replication. We can do the perform the automatic. We can achieve that automatic failover. Of course, we will be covering that with the InnoDB
Okay.
cluster that we will cover. Yeah.
Okay. For example, customer came up with site A, site B, for example, they wanted to configure the bidirectional replication and also maintain one standby for each site. So in that cases, for the replication point of view, I want a standby database to be failover automatically, and that is working as a primary. And for the replication, for the bidirectional replication has to be continue in case of
You mean
in
like
case
a
of
kind of active passive setup?
uh, active passive setup for the but this is two different regions for the bidirectional replication. And one more thing, in the same site we have a primary and other standby database for any failover purpose.
Of course, that we will cover. Yes.
That's great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And what about auditing point? So I think you have not covered that audit levels.
Audit, you mean that audit plugin thing, right?
Yep.
Audit plugin by default, MySQL community, we do not have the audit plugin by default, but Percona server providing the audit. Maybe we can consider to add that also.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And
Yeah.
do we have any patching here for MySQL?
Yeah, we see that in the syllabus, right? Patching like a minor and major we will cover. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, upgrade you will be covered, but yeah, I have not seen that word patching for
For
MySQL.
OS patching, you mean?
No, database level. So do we have patching activities in MySQL?
I don't think we usually tell the upgrade to patch. Means some people tell the upgrade as a patching. Yeah.
Oh,
That
that means
upgrade
we
part we
see.
will cover.
Okay. There is no patching in, you mean, in MySQL, like Oracle, like Oracle and MS SQL?
Can you please explain what is exactly patching you are telling?
Yeah, hi, Ankur this side. I'll just talk about that. So actually in Oracle database, since it is an enterprise database, whenever we have any bugs are there in the Oracle database, normally a security kind of issues, we are getting a quarterly patch from the Oracle and we
Hmm.
apply that. So that is available in the Oracle database. Even in PostgreSQL database, we do not have a concept called patching and all. Normally in because both are open source database. So
Hmm.
normally whenever they are releasing a new patch or whenever they are releasing a new upgrade, we need to upgrade only directly. We do not have a concept called patching in Postgres, and I believe it is not there in MySQL also because both are open source.
Yeah, so but we have the frequent, let's say 2 months once we will get the new minor version. And also let's say from the 8.0.28 version, there is one of the major bug. So whoever upgraded to that particular version, they were not able to even run the database. It was keep crashing. So for that MySQL community, they released the 2020, sorry, 8.0.29 version, very short time, quickly to fix that. But yeah, of course, that is not kind of patching how we do in the Oracle, but this is kind of upgrade, minor version upgrade that we need to perform.
Yeah, hello
But
Shri.
community
Yes.
is very active to give the fix in kind of any critical issues. Otherwise, in the 2 months once, 3 months once, we will get the minor versions also. There we will see get more bug fixes and some new features as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and Shri, to add on, just to add on a point. So basically, like in MySQL, two stuffs are there. Basically, it's called minor patching and major patching, basically. And major upgrade or minor upgrade, we can say. Basically, if we want to go from 5.7 to 8, that is called a major upgrade, or we can say my major patching in both the terms. And if we want to go from 8.0.28 to 8.0.3, that is called a minor patching. So there is no concept like patching here. So I mean only upgrades, minor upgrade, major upgrade, that kind of thing is present in MySQL.
Yes, yes, Karan, yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Hello,
you.
sir.
And
Hello. Am I
so what kind of high availability we have here in MySQL?
High availability we can achieve through the InnoDB cluster, group replication, and also we can add some tools also like proxy SQL. So this by using this we can achieve the high availability. MySQL
Yeah,
router, yeah.
yeah. For example, if you see other databases like old database replication, only few objects you can able to replicate from different sites. So and also OS level also we have a kind of a high availability. So what kind of high availability we have in MySQL?
So that similar thing we have in the MySQL as well. If you want to replicate some specific databases table, that is possible. You
Got it.
can apply the replication filters. We have different filters. There you can choose what you want to replicate. That is something possible with the MySQL as well.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yogesh, yes.
Yes. Actually, as you mentioned that we are here for MySQL, but like an Oracle, we are MongoDB is also there. You have added the point that means MySQL is better than the other things, right? But how means on practical level means how can I miss? I need more clarification on the same means why we have to just learn only MySQL for this time being.
Maybe I did not get your question properly. Can you please repeat again?
Yes, yes. As I'm saying, actually, you added the point that MySQL is basement. Rather than means other databases also there, like Oracle is there, MongoDB is also there. So
Hmm.
I need more clarification why we are learning only MySQL here only.
So this course is
Means,
completely dedicated for MySQL.
yes. But in
You
the
are
market
asking,
means
yeah, please.
I need comparison between these three: MongoDB,
Comparison.
Oracle. Yes.
Okay, so comparison, I would say, see, Oracle you need to pay, right? Uh, you need to pay. That is, for the enterprise customers, that is better, I would say. And comparing to, so where MySQL stands better is you have the large community for the MySQL. And I would say MySQL it is easy to start that also. But when you learn the internals, you will stand better in the high pay job. All these things happen. And also MySQL is best for the web applications. So for most of the web applications, MySQL will stand best. And MySQL is for the simple OLTP environment, MySQL behave best. And comparing to the Postgres, I would say Postgres is good for the analytical thing. When you have multiple joins, all these things, Postgres performs better. And I would say Postgres, it is like a bit complicated to learn. Based on my experience, I'm telling this points. Okay,
Yes.
but MySQL is something like I would say why MySQL is best is you have the larger community. The MySQL is currently in the trend in the top. I mean, holding the first place in the open source environment, and comparing to the entire database, MySQL stands after Oracle, second place in the DB ranking. Okay, so MySQL provides a native replication, native cluster technologies, native HA. Comparing to the other, maybe other database also provides, but how to say that MySQL is like uh, it is it has larger community, active community. You can reach anywhere, and you have a lot of materials to learn, and it is also good for the OLTP environments. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
One question. Can
Yeah.
we spend 3 years of experience with the same syllabus after this course?
Of course. So I would
No.
say you will get at least if you. So what I would say is just practice everything day by day. What we are covering. Just go through your create the lab environment, and you just do your hands dirty for each courses and ask the questions. Okay. So in that way, I would strongly tell you you will get some good experience, like around 3 to 4 years of experience when you completely um, adapt with this course, and if you are practicing everything you will get definitely good experience, and completing this course you will also able to clear the MySQL certification as well.
Okay. Okay. And what about this project? Means suppose someone asks, is there any project means to say in the interview?
Can you please come again?
Suppose we are going with the experience. Okay, so they will ask, what about your project, previous project? So
Okay.
No, we will
from the
take
interview,
it. So at the end of the course, we will tell you like, see, this is a database administration activity. Normally in the course, like we cover all the activities only, like as our trainer said. So we are going to cover all the replications, high availability, upgradation, everything is there. So at the end of the course, we will let you know like how to like if someone is asking like what was your roles and responsibility as a DBA in your project. So we are going to explain that everything. Again, like as a DBA, you don't need to share a screen and you don't need to do the installation and all. Okay, it's just a matter like how you are going to express your things. So that we will cover. Don't worry about. We will also discuss about the interview questions, scenario, everything with this course.
Yeah, so nothing else, guys, want to discuss?
How long the course duration will be?
Kiran, I think 2 months, right, Kiran?
Yes, it's 2 months.
Yes.
2 months. Okay. And every day sessions, or there will be weekdays or weekend,
So weekdays, Monday to Friday,
Monday to Friday. And how many hours each day?
1 hour.
Okay. Thank you.
So please fill up the attendance form, okay? So our team
Yeah.
will contact you and guide you.
Okay.
So any basics you can touch at theory level in cloud, like how it will work in cloud environment for MySQL.
Yeah, we will go through the basics. We will focus mostly on the AWS. We will go through the basics, RDS and Aurora.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, looks fine. I think we are good to go. So any thanks, guys. Again, those people who are interested to start your journey as a database administrator, especially in the MySQL, um, and apart from these any other databases, you guys can reach out to the Learnomate. So I hope you people have enjoyed this today's lecture. So please fill up the form, and if you have any questions regarding technicals, non-technical, process-oriented, anything, reach out to the Learnomate. So we are here to take care of everything. Okay. So thank you so much, and please do subscribe our channel also. We are about to close our 1 million subscriber on our Learnomate YouTube channel. So almost everyone is a DBA there, including all the database administrator. So this time too, we are planning to start with the MySQL. Okay, yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.